Well, hey, peace friends. I'm Pastor Tom Arthur from Sycamore Creek Church, and I lead the Reach team, helping churches to grow and multiply. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Matt West from Middle Michigan.
Marble Memorial United Methodist Church in Milan, just south of Ann Arbor.
Marble Memorial. So we're here today to talk about the Reach Summit coming up this October. We are super excited about it, October 22nd and 23rd. We want to start off just by showing you a little promo video that we put together that gives all the details, and then we're going to talk about what we're most excited about this year's Reach Summit. So here we go. Well, peace, friends. It's no secret that in this post-pandemic era, churches around the globe are struggling with fewer people coming back to church.
This year, we're thrilled to welcome Nona Jones as our Saturday keynoter. Nona heads global faith-based partnerships at Facebook and is also the founder of the new organization Faith and Prejudice. Nona will outline the huge opportunity that social media offers our churches to create social ministry. Take a listen.
When I was hired at Facebook, this is the reason why. Mark had a study commission to find out all of the different types of communities that exist in America, whether it was civic, parenting, fitness, etc. And what they found was of Americans reporting membership in institutional communities of faith, church, mosque, synagogue, etc. 3 out of 4 of them found those communities meaningful. Not only are communities of faith the largest communities, but they're also the most meaningful. But less than 2% of the 200 million Facebook groups on our platform are faith-based, and almost 0% are connected with a church. There are over 1 billion people using Facebook groups every day. And almost 0% on our platform are connected with a church.
Then she'll talk about how ministry and outreach must include learning how to bridge racial divides and promote reconciliation.
The Reach Summit also includes 2 very special speakers on Friday night, Rachel Gilmore and Paul Nixon, leading an all-summit workshop for everyone who attends. They'll help us explore the growing correlation between evangelism and justice, especially in our younger generations.
Saturday's events also include live and interactive workshops, including adapting to reach and disciple new people in a post-pandemic world with Debi Nixon from Church of the Resurrection, growing online faith communities with consultant Kathy Townley, growing young, restructuring your church to thrive, creating more compelling online content, and lay leadership and leadership in this post-pandemic era.
Reach Summit is still mostly virtual in 2021. All you need is a computer and internet access. Once you register, you'll receive an email that will describe all the details and directions for where to be and how to get there. However, this year, you do have the opportunity to participate as one of 25 people in our live studio audience right here at Sycamore Creek Church in Lansing, Michigan. If you're interested, make sure that you sign up, register early.
See more details and register, visit reachsummit.org. Also be sure to check out the Reach Movement on Facebook, where you can find the latest news, videos, and webinars.
Who is God calling you to reach? And not only who, but how? Find out this year at the Reach Summit. All right, Matt, we worked hard on that promo video. What are you most excited about the Reach Summit this year?
Well, I think one, right off the bat, the opportunity to be in person, although the number's limited. I mean, after everything we've went through, to have an opportunity to actually attend Reach Summit again is exciting to think about. For me, I'm looking forward to Nona Jones, having read her book, Social Media to Social Ministry. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth on how we can make something like that happen in each of our own local context. But I think there's a lot to offer, from leadership to worship, so that there's something for everybody as part of this wonderful opportunity in the Reach Summit.
Yeah, I think Nona is going to be awesome, both in the keynote and then the live Q&A.
Right.
And like you're right, like you said, we have a 25-person live studio audience. So I'm actually in our studio right now. We've turned our sanctuary into a studio, and that's where those 25 people who sign up early will be able to join in that. Matt, I am super excited about the theme this year, the convergence of evangelism and justice. And I have always felt like those two focuses, or those two missions of the church, get separated somehow into two different, like, some churches are interested and some Christians are interested in justice and some are interested in evangelism. But it feels like under the Wesleyan umbrella, that social holiness and the personal holiness, they go hand in hand. And
right.
So everything from Paul Nixon and Rachel Gilmore being there on Friday night for an all-conference workshop. And Nona is also not just talking about from social media to social ministry, but she's also going to talk about to social justice, because she started this recent thing called Faith and Prejudice, this recent ministry. So, wow, those two things seem... I'm stoked about them.
Well, yeah, because hopefully between the three of them, they can bring it together so that people can see they can actually work together in the church, as opposed to being one or the other. Because, like, you're right, sometimes we seem to separate the two when they're actually supposed to, I think, go hand in hand if we truly are following the way of Wesley. So, yeah, it should be exciting to see how they bring that together for everybody so that they can apply it, again, in the local context.
Absolutely. We've learned a lot. I'm sure, Matt, you've learned a lot this last year about digital everything, probably way more than you ever really wanted to as a pastor.
That's for sure.
I know we here at Sycamore Creek have. And I'm excited this year also, Matt. I don't know if you remember last year when we did the Reach Summit, we had a couple of months to figure out, how to move the whole thing online. And I felt like it was a success last year that we just did anything.
Right.
But when we debriefed on the whole thing last year, we felt like it lacked a sense of community. Couldn't see everybody. There wasn't as much engagement, like being in the room. And this year, I think we figured out how to take significant steps forward in the Reach Summit to help this feel like you're in a community, that you're actually, you may be in the room, or you may not be in the room, but either way, you'll feel like you'll see everybody in Zoom who's on it. We'll be interacting with you from the screen in Zoom all the way back. We'll be interacting with the people in the room. I think we figured out a lot over this last year.
Well, being fortunate enough to be one of the ones in the conversation and planning the Reach Summit this year, it is exciting to see, I'm sure, the conversation was completely different, last year, from how do we do this to what more can we do this year to make it that much more exciting and interactive, and something that people want to definitely get on board with, and be able to participate.
So the Reach Summit is part of the Reach movement, and the Reach movement exists to help churches grow and to multiply. And you can learn more about the Reach movement at reachmovement.org. And the Reach Summit is kind of the entrance into the Reach movement. And you can register this year at reachsummit.org. We've got two different ways you can register. Actually, there's several options for registering. You can register as an individual to be possibly in the live studio. You can register as a group from your church, and the price for a group is very reasonable to be in the room, although we have a limit of 25 people. You can register as a group to be online, or as an individual to be online. Matt, how are you helping people at your church get excited, or how are you getting the word out? How are you getting people to join at the Reach Summit?
Well, I think there's a few things to consider in trying to get people excited and to sign up to be a part of this. And one, the cost. You're definitely getting the bang for your buck here. Not that money should be the focus of it, but I mean, considering other conferences and things of this nature, this is really a good value for what we charge.
$199 for a group from your church.
Right, which is very reasonable if you look at any other like mega churches that do these types of conferences. That's a good price. But I also think that it is something that certainly the Reach movement makes everyone feel that they can be a part of it. It's not just for pastors, or it's not just for this person or that person, but it's for everybody. And so I think the more the merrier in terms of if you can get people from your church to get on board, then it's not all coming from one or two people, but yet maybe the leadership of your church or those that are very active in participating in the life of your church. So, I mean, encouraging everybody to sign up and get involved is a huge part. But I mean, we're using social media as well as in-person announcements in our churches to certainly get people to maybe register, whether it be individually or as a group within the church.
Yeah. I already signed my church up. I mean, my church is hosting it here in this space, but I've signed us up as a group. I've been thinking about who is really excited about evangelism in my church, and who's really excited about justice, and who's really excited about social media. And I'm making like individual invites to people,
right.
And I'm having a lot of success. And I've already told them, like, listen, you don't have to pay anything. We've already paid for it as a church, which $199 for my church or most churches to cover is not much.
Well, the spectrum that's offered is what I think's appealing, almost like a la carte. So it's not as if you only have one or two choices when you go to a wedding and they ask you which plate you want. You can pick anything from this menu. And I think, it appeals to anybody that might be interested in going.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a reminder, the Reach Summit is October 22nd and 23rd. It's going to be a hybrid, both in person and live or online. And you can register to be one of the 25 people live studio audience. Go to reachsummit.org to register either as an individual or as a group. So we are looking forward to seeing you either on, let's see, it's backwards in my screen, on one of these TVs here. Can I touch it? There it is. One of these TVs, or actually in this room. We're looking forward to seeing you in October. Until then, friends, peace out.